All right. So, Kundalini lineage, the way that all of the meditations, no matter which one you choose, I just simply ask that you honor it by using the opening mantra. We're just going to start with the first one, that Adi mantra, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. I may teach you the other one after, also if we start to incorporate physical movement. But what that literally means in the vinyasa, the Om, that's Sanskrit. So in Kundalini, we use Gurmukhi, which is actually an older language. It includes Arabic, Sanskrit. It's called Gurmukhi. It's typically used by the Sikhs. Kundalini kind of came through that lineage, a lot of the mantra. So it's called tuning in. So the Om really is to get people vibrating in their own vibration. And I know I spoke to you about that. When we chant, when we breathe, like the breath helps us to get centered. The chanting is really bringing your own vibration in. The way that your tongue hits the roof of your mouth, you have 84 nadis on the roof of your mouth. And we chant ancient mantra versus English simply because of the rhythm that it happens when your tongue hits the roof of the mouth. That's why the gurus created this sound as a connection to the divine. And what happens when you chant, your tongue hits the roof of the mouth, chemicals are released, again, like cacao, serotonin, dopamine. It's why they use a lot of these mantras in recovery clinics, etc., because it gets you kind of high. Obviously, that meditation, that natural like clarity, but also a bit of a euphoric feeling. The brain has a line down the front, like people who get brain cancer get it on one side or another. There's only really very few things which cross this brain line, and that's the chemicals that are released through chanting. That does happen. So when we tune in with this mantra, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, it means I bow to the infinite wisdom. So I'm bowing to something greater than myself, whatever that means for you. But I'm also bowing and acknowledging all of the wisdom and knowledge that I carry with my own spirit in my own heart from my whole life. So it's kind of a connecting, but also an acknowledgement of all of the wisdom that you have. So it's like yourself is guru. You don't need, you know, we have that connection, but you have everything you need inside of you. And so it's honoring that. And that's the way we always tune in. At the end, we always close with 3 times Sat Nam, which means truth is my name. And so it's a confirmation of your truth, your identity, you're living from the heart, and it's a sealing of the practice. And those are just the 2 things. We'll do that at the beginning and the end today that I do ask that you do to honor and open up your practice. Now, what I put together is like a variety of things. One is just called the victory breath. And it sounds so funny, like some of the words with yoga, you're like, wait, and I'll send this all to you if you want as well. But victory breath, this is super short way of setting an intention. You can also do it with your cacao when you're inviting it in, but it's a very simple 3-4 minute, just like, okay, I don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to show up for myself today. And this is what I'm going to do. I want to then go into a segmented breathing, show you how to do that. This one is for clarity and focus. And so this can be 3 minutes, 11 minutes. Personally, I like to do like victory breath. Well, like I kind of am showing you how I would use it. If I don't have time in the day, but I want to be like, I'm going to show up and make something happen, victory breath. If I'm feeling like I need to get myself together, but I don't have 11 minutes. I can't get super woo-woo. I need to be, I'll do a segmented breath. Now, then we're going to start with a mantra with that Sat Nam mantra. And this is for clearing the mind. So this is if you find that you're totally in your head, it says it's called the 7 wave Sat Nam, and it clears your head, your mind like the waves of an ocean. And it is one of the fastest ways that I know to come into, to really quiet that crazy mind, to come back to your heart. And then if you chant it longer, it can really then take you into a meditative state. The next one that I want to do, and we'll do this one a little bit longer as well, is for prosperity, fulfillment, and success. And so that's what we're really like when we're calling on, like, okay, abundance, prosperity. We're going to be using this specific meditation. And the final one is to cultivate your inner warrior. And that is all about finding the confidence in your navel and like becoming that warrioress. Like you want to get powered up, you want to tap into your navel. And so that's a really good one to do for a longer period of time as well. But it's really what resonates. And so once we go through them, one might immediately resonate, but I would suggest kind of practicing, like one at it, see like, okay, because, do them a little bit longer. Sometimes it's the ones that challenge us the most, which we need the most. So just be open-minded to it.
Okay.
Okay.
They all sound really appropriate and right on target with what I'm intending in life.
Yes, and that's what I really wanted to make it personalized. I mean, we have thousands of meditations, and I wanted to try and nail down everything we'd spoken about, because this will change. I mean, once you're like, hey, we find a 40-day meditation for you, we see how that evolves, and you might be like, okay, I need a new one in this. I'd like to try something different, or let's move on. Because I change my meditations all the time.
So then for the 40-day practice, I'm going to start today.
I would say no. I would try these first. I would give it.
Okay. Sort of try them out for like a week and see what feels right, what resonates. Yeah. And then once I get one that resonates the most.
Yeah, the one that resonates the most, the one that makes you feel the way you want to feel, the one that's like, all right, this calls to me. Then I think we start, and I mean, it can be a week from now, it can be 10 days from now, but I want you to, I would like you to try different times. If not, I mean, you can practice your 40-day, it doesn't have to be at the same time, but I want to see give you enough time before you commit to 40 days to see what invokes the feeling you want. And if none of them do, we'll get 5 more. But I want you to feel, I want you to at least have a niggle of this is going to help me get to what I want, because only you will know that.
Yes. And so then it would be a matter of just doing that one for 40 days.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And you could add in the other one, you have your practice, you do that.
Oh, as long as I'm doing one for 40 days, then perhaps add in another one.
Yeah. I would say you want to commit to one every single day. Because that's going to be the one that we're going to really see how it affects you. But then you can always wake up every morning and do you can be like, I'm going to do my victory breath just to start the day, but then I'm going to do my longer meditation that I've selected in the afternoon. You can play with them completely, but just one that you commit to for the 40 days, like just to doing that every day. But you can add the others. If you say, hey, this one, I need to clear my mind. I'm going to do Satnam. Or, so you can play with all of them for sure.
Okay. All right. But as long as I take the one that feels the most right and commit to that for 40 days.
Yes, I think, and it's, I'm not going to say it's always easy. 40-day practices are fascinating. Some days you just don't want to do it. But the thing is, they always say if you skip a day, you have to start at the beginning. So it gives you some motivation. It takes 40 days to make a habit, break a habit. So to have the full impact of the meditation, it needs to be done for 40 days.
And I'll set a daily reminder on my calendar, on my phone that pops up.
That's a great, I know technology is great about reminding us.
It does. Yeah. Technology is such a friend a lot of times.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can let me know if there's ever a time you're like, hey, I just want to tap in and practice with you. You let me know, or you can just send me updates and just, you can text me too and just let me know. Okay. So let's tune in. Let me show you how to do this. So you're sitting comfortably. How are you sitting?
So I'm in like this chair. I don't know if you can see it. So I've got my straight back chair.
Okay.
And I can't sit the way you're sitting right now. My knees would be up like this. I'm not very flexible. So I'm sitting in a straight back chair.
Okay.
And I feel comfortable.
Okay. And what I would say, play with that too, is we're not, we're going to be here for an hour, but if you need to get cushions, you want to be where you're not worried about like pain. The key thing is that you can really connect. If your feet are flat on the earth, that you can sit up, maybe roll the shoulders. You want the chest to be open and like a little push forward in the hips. So you're really it's a very proper posture.
Is a push forward in the hips like this, you mean?
No, it's kind of like, so it's why yogis, when they do the full lotus, what happens, why they do that is because it makes me sit up. I don't want to sit like this for an hour because my knees will kill me. So I sit on a pillow and it just helps me to sit up. So if you're just on your chair, just kind of, it's a little, you're sitting up real straight, Which I mean, it's very subtle. It's like, just like a little bit of a this.
Oh, okay,
So I don't want to be like that. I want to be like,
yeah. And the chair I'm in is, my feet don't reach the ground. So they
Okay.
just dangle, but that's okay, right? I mean, I'm wearing socks, or do you want me to get on a chair where
you know,
they,
let's try that. But I would say if you have like a comfortable, like if, you know, you can sit on the end of the couch as
Oh.
well, where your feet can touch.
what if I put a, like a,
Bolster or pillow, yes,
or like a stool? so
Yes.
that my feet reach the stool?
that would be great. If that keeps you in good alignment. If not, you know, it's more for a
Oh.
grounding, because I'm sitting and
Oh.
grounding through my buttocks here. You are sitting and grounding through the chair. And feel free to sit on a pillow if that makes it
Oh,
comfortable.
so let me see, if I do this, so if I have my little footstool
Mhm.
and I sit in my straight back chair, and I sit in the straight back chair for hours, because like when I
Okay,
do
perfect.
acting class, you know, yeah, so if I'm sitting, now I'm sitting in my chair and I have the footstool underneath me, my feet can rest on the footstool. So that my
Perfect.
feet are not dangling, they're sitting on the footstool.
Perfect. That's great. All right. And so
Good.
the other thing, so we're in this posture, you kind of, you know, if you do like the funky chicken, I'm going to show this to you this way. The one thing people think is they end up meditating and they end up raising their heads up. You really don't want that. You don't even want it perfectly straight. You want a gentle tilt. The reason is you're trying to stay in flow from your root chakra all the way up, and it needs to come up the cervical spine. If I'm at all like this.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I
So
have one question.
yeah,
Are you recording so I can see you? You're not just recording me, right?
both of us.
Oh, all right.
I've got both
Oh,
of us.
okay.
Do you
Oh,
want it
okay.
to just be me? I can make it just me. but
Yeah, make it just be you.
Okay.
So that I can get like a more clear picture of like what you just did.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So
So
when
from
we're-
the tilting forward,
So if I'm like this scrunches up. What I want is I'm sitting here. I want my chin, if this is perfectly straight, I want a little tilt. It's called your Jalandhara Bandha. It's a little opening, and you'll feel what it does. It just allows the spine to be open so that energy can flow up the cervical spine. The back, this little divot right here, this is the back of the third eye. So we always think about projecting out the third eye here, but actually the female receptacle for the third eye is right here. And so the energy comes up, it ignites through the pineal gland in the center of the brain, activates the pituitary, and that's your third eye. Then it can rise up to the crown. So just thinking about that when we're using, you know, when we're doing our posture. So if I'm here, and I'll be like, okay, if you're sitting in the chair, and you can just have your hands in your lap to start. I'm leaning, tilting just a little bit forward, and my eye focus is going to be closed, gently rolled up to my third eye. So if we try
and his third eye like directly between the eyebrows or a tiny bit above in the forehead.
It's in the forehead, so it's right, it's called the brow point. So it's about right here. So when you're close your eyes, you're gently, not any kind of force at all, so they can just gently be rolled up. And that's really where we kind of can tap into our intuition. So that's about right there. Yeah, good question. And please interrupt me, because I never know like what people know and what they don't. So it's wonderful. You just that's perfect. Okay, so we're in our posture, and just make sure you never get all jacked up with your shoulders. We're relaxed down. And we close the eyes, and just a great way to get grounded anyway is to have your hands down on your knees. Now I know your hands are in front of you, but we'll just use that kind of same concept. So if you close your eyes and just imagine you're looking into your own body and seeing your posture, if you need to do a little wiggle, anything. And I want you to bring your attention to your breath through the nose. So just a very easy way to come to center, breathing in through the nose, and breathe all the way in until you can't breathe any more air in. Slowly release through the nose and let that be long and deep as well. Visualize on the next inhale, it's like white golden light is flooding your body, and you're getting that prana, your life force energy, into spaces that haven't felt your breath before. We typically breathe in the upper third of our lungs. I want you to try and like visualize bringing this air, the back of the lungs through the ribs. We exhale and we're releasing stale energy. You can visualize that like gray smoke. I'm getting out anything stale, old, or heavy. And then our next breath, even deeper, bringing it all in. Hold that one at the top, and here with the eyes closed, just bring your visualization to the third eye. You're holding the breath, and then take an extra sip through rounded lips. It's amazing. You can always bring in so much more air than you think you can. If you wait a moment, then you can fill up even more. You can feel it through the body. So the physical body expands with that prana. Now we release, big sigh. Ah. We just let it go. That sound in and of itself tells the nervous system, I'm relaxing. I'm kind of coming into center. So let's do that 2 more times. In through the nose. Hold it. Eye focuses at the third eye. Take the extra sip through rounded lips. Hold that for just a moment. Let yourself visualize that prana swirling into the body. Anything you need to release, let it go. Ah. And again, one more time, your own pace. Nose, mouth, full release. And then we bring the hands out in front of us and we rub them together. Now, if you don't have time to do that breath before you do this, that's okay. Just do it once to get centered. But this tuning in will help you to really come into a place of connection. So you feel the warmth beneath your hands. You bring your hands into prayer pose and you connect at your heart. You're connecting at your heart so you can feel the vibration when you chant. And notice, my hands aren't fully up. They're tilted out a bit. That's so I can feel my vibration and I can project it out to the universe. So it's a little tilt. Instead of that, it's that. Now, the Ong Namo, it's going to sound like this. It's going to sound a little wild to start with. I'll just do it once. You can hear it. So I inhale. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Now, it takes a little while to get it that long, so don't worry. But one of the key things that you need to think about doing is on the Ong. The tongue hits the roof of the mouth. When it hits the upper palate, what you'll notice is that takes the Ong from here, Ong, you press it up, it brings it into the navel cavity and it starts to vibrate through the brain. It will also allow you to hold your breath and chant for much, much longer. Because I was like, how does everybody do that? And then it was like, oh, okay, that's how they do it.
So my tongue doesn't seem to naturally go to the roof of my mouth. So I deliberately put my tongue on the roof.
Just for the Ong.
Just for the Ong part.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll try it. It's just, and so, so bringing the hands here, we're going to feel into our vibration. And we'll do 3 of them together. And just inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Beautiful. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And one more. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And it may not be, let's actually finish that. Inhale. You always inhale after, keeping the vibration in the body. And just acknowledging that you've just bowed to that wisdom above, the wisdom within. It's a connection between you and higher consciousness, your guide, source, however you want to visualize that. Then we release the breath and we let the hands come back down into the lap or onto the legs. The receptive posture is thumb and index finger. That's called Gyan Mudra. Mine comes out because it's on my knees. Yours would be forward, and it's like this. These three fingers are together, and that would just be to come down and just to sit with that. You'll find, Catherine, it's okay if you have to take a couple of extra breaths to get that. It's just to help create that vibration in your being. So, it can be a Om Namo Gurudev Namo, but I like you to try to bring in the big vibration because you're projecting, right? Like this is all about your voice and speaking. So the better you get with that breath, the more reverberation you're going to get.
Great. Now, I noticed that when I did the ong and deliberately put my tongue at the roof of my mouth, that it sort of strained my mouth. It sort of like was a strain. Is that normal?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be a forceful, like your tongue is literally just rising and then it's gently hitting up. So, yeah, it's because it's not natural. That's kind of weird,
Okay.
So it'll become much more. You'll get used to it.
Okay. All right.
Exactly. And it's just because you're taking your tongue up while you're chanting, but you can feel if I just go, I mean, I don't even know if I can do it without bringing my tongue to the roof of the mouth anymore. I can't really, but it changes.
I definitely feel it more, the vibration more up in my cheekbones and stuff.
Yes, and that's the most important thing. If you're feeling that, you're doing it right.
Okay.
Perfect. So that's all you do that 3 times. You inhale, you hold, visualizing your connection. That's how you tune in for any of your meditations. Now, why don't we just do, you can either, whatever is comfortable. I think sitting in the chair, sometimes it'll be a little less comfortable doing this than it is with the arms out. So you are more than welcome to find, doesn't matter which hand's on top, just connect the thumbs and that can be your posture in your lap for a couple of days.
And I start every meditation, no matter what meditation it is, with the Adi mantra, doing that 3 times. Okay, do that first, and then I do my specific meditation.
Yes, exactly. And that's just, yes, it just becomes second nature. And it'll just get you, it's your preparation to meditate.
Great.
And think of it as that's your warm-up.
Okay.
So let's just do quickly, we're just going to do the victory breath because it's amazing the positive impact that it can have. Now, we'll use the word victory today, and I'll tell you why, but I invite you to maybe try it with your cacao and let this be how you set a one-word intention. Because you can pick a word, I want to be strong, confident, clear, abundant, whatever it is, and you can use that word, but we're going to use victory. And the reason it's called the victory breath is that, like in the yogic philosophy, the most spiritual thing you can do is to show up for yourself. And just by sitting on the mat and clearing your head and getting off the hamster wheel and just taking a moment, even if it's literally just a moment, you're showing up for yourself. And it's kind of like saying, you know what, I'm ready to do something for myself so I can better face the day, better face the challenges that I'm going to face. I'm going to put myself into the place how I want to project myself to the world. I'm going to come into my heart space and not be frazzled by everything that's going on here. So it's a victory breath. And we use the word victory because just by doing this, you're already victorious in your day, your heart, your spirit, your done, you've showed up for yourself for that day. And so it's just a very easy way. We close our eyes. And all you're going to do is bring your attention to that third eye point, just gently. And then we inhale, we hold the breath, we take the tongue to the roof of the mouth, and you press your tongue there, and you just mentally repeat victory, victory, victory over and over, and you convince yourself, you stay focused on it, like, I have showed up, I am victorious, victory, victory. And then when you need to exhale, you release the tongue, you release the breath. You take a moment, relaxing down, and then we do it again. So let's do that 3 times together. And by the way, I have some great music for you to play in the background. I can share, happy to do that. It doesn't have to all be in silence, but I think better for our focus just today.
Okay, and how much to press the tongue to the top of the roof of the mouth? Just touching it, or apply a little pressure?
I would apply a little pressure here. You're kind of instilling it. What we're trying to do is instill this vibration into your subconscious. So I would go for it. Like, you want to feel it, because it's bringing that vibration up. And it's like, so say my intention today was peace. Then I'm going to inhale, put my tongue to the roof of the mouth, and I'm just going to get into my brain, peace, 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 peace. So it is in there, you know, like it's like it's almost like you are injecting your intention. You are injecting that sense of victory into your brain for the day.
Okay, great.
All right, so let's just do that. This will definitely be something that will be at your own pace. So I'll just kind of, you let me know when you're done. I'll do it with you. But when you're done with your 3rd one and you release down, take a moment, and then you can just say Candace, and then I'll know.
So now, and is it that I'm doing 3 separate breaths with this?
Right. So we're going to inhale. We're going to hold the breath, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Victory, victory, victory. We're going to exhale, release the tongue, stop for a moment, and then do it again. And we're going to do that 3 times.
I see. Okay. Got it.
All right. Let's try that.
Candace.
Excellent.
Now, and on the exhale, is it like through the nose or through the mouth?
All through the nose unless otherwise indicated.
Got it. Okay.
And that will keep, because it'll be very, like you're breathing all the way in, you're holding, breathe all the way out. Just make sure you're very conscious. It's long in and long out. And that's really, this is not going to be your 40-day practice. This is just something I wanted to show you as a very kind of quick way to get centered, use your intention with the cacao. But now we'll move on to the longer meditations. So segmented breathing, clarity and focus. This is what this one is for. And these are ones that I would say, for me, more of 3, 7, or 11-minute practice. But if you love it, it can go up to, I think this one can go up to 31 minutes. Let me just check. Yes, it can. But it's because some people love segmented breathing. Breath work is super powerful, but it's just what resonates with you. For me, I like them shorter and I like to chant longer. Other people are, it just depends on what resonates. So for inner posture here, the breath that we do, and it's interesting because you could do a variety of different segmented breathing. Some reduce stress, anxiety. Like I can send you a sheet once we get to know this of the different things you can do with your breath to get there. But I thought this was just great. Clarity and focus. So when you need come to center, like right before you do one of your videos or you're going in for a meeting, this is a quick and great way to get that focus back if you lose it.
Wonderful.
So here, the nose, the breath it's 4 sniffs in the nose, hold for a moment, 4 sniffs out. And you want to, the brain, what you're really working with the brain on is trying to get the 4 sniffs in to be of equal measure. And so that at the end of the 4th one, you're fully inhaled. And it takes a while to perfect that. So that's kind of good. It keeps your mind busy. And then it's 4 sniffs out in equal measure, trying to have the last sniff be the fullness of the exhale. So it's does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And you do that action for 3, 7, or 11 minutes?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, we'll try. Why don't we do it for 3? I know.
Yeah.
They're pretty intense, but it's amazing. You're over oxygenating the blood. You're also quieting the mind with this leveling and the variations. Like there's an 8-stroke in, out. This one's all by the nose. Sometimes we mix up the nose and the mouth, but it all depends on what you're trying to do. But let's try for 3 minutes and just see how you feel. Okay. Let's both begin.
And I don't think any thought. I just do the sip in, sip out.
Yeah, just think, you know what? Think about getting the breath right there. That's all. You're just focused on your breath and that's it. And just keeping those really equal and flowing. If thoughts come back to your breath. Be like, nope, I'm perfecting this. And this is, I'm just breathing in and breathing out. All right.
Got it.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
One more round when you finish this one. And then keep the eyes closed. Just come back to your regular breath. Have your eye focus on the third eye and just breathe normally and just tune into how that makes you feel. Focus and clarity. That makes you calm in your heart space. Whenever you finish these, you do just always want to take these few moments just to tune in. It'll help guide you if you need more, or just to allow the effects to settle of that breath in the brain. How was that for you?
Really good. It made me feel kind of tingly, like my forearms,
Mm-hmm.
and my legs a bit. And at first I was feeling kind of dizzy.
Yeah.
And then I realized I wasn't exhaling all of it. So then on the next inhale, I was doing an inhale on top of still an inhale.
Okay.
So then I'm like, oh, I better push out more on the last one. And
Did that equalize that for you?
it felt good. So then it was helpful then to have that realization that I wasn't fully getting rid of all the other air. So to just on that last one, really make sure I'm pushing out whatever's there.
And it's making, so what's going to happen though, is as you get the segmented, you won't have to, because you'll be there. Like when I'm on my fourth, it's so equal. It's that on the last one, I'm automatically at the end. So that just means so that's where you find the balance, because you won't have to, it won't be because it'll be equal. And so it'll never have to be forced. And that's where the practice and the mental comes in. And you are over oxygenating your blood. So that happens. I don't know where time goes when you and I hang out. I've like got 3 more to show you, and we've got about 10. I can go about 10 minutes over, but I have to pick up one from the airport. But I want you to have
no, of course.
These. Okay. So this one, let's start doing this one. I think is great. Prosperity, fulfillment, and success. And the other 2 I have videos of too that I can send you the links, so that if you like, or you want to practice with me for longer, you can like do the whole 10-minute thing with me online. Okay. So this one, this is your Jupiter finger, your index finger. You're going to close the other fist down, and the thumb comes over, and the elbows are just down to the sides. You're just sitting here, shoulders are relaxed, and prosperity, fulfillment, and success. Now the rotation is going to be out. We're going to start using mantra here. And it's Har, Hari, Har, Hare, Hari. And it's Har, Hare, Hari. And I can send all of this to you if you have questions, but it's Har, Hare, Hari. Now, Har is literally God, infinite, God consciousness, creative consciousness. And so it's like the Har, Hare, Hari is like you are calling on infinite creative consciousness to help to fulfill, like for your greatest good, this prosperity, this fulfillment, and this success. And it says, what it also helps us to do is the quote from the meditation is that you have to recognize that you determine your self-worth. And whatever worth you give yourself is going to be what you project out and what you attract. So if you are not feeling worthy of prosperity, fulfillment, and success, you're not going to attract that. And I know I loved your positive, like, you're like, I'm going to make millions. Like, I'm ready, And I think that's it. I like with other people, I'm like, wow, you really like, it's just owning your value. And I thought this was so good, because if you are bringing yourself into this vibration, that's exactly what you're going to attract. So it's using this mantra, Had, Hare, Hari, Had, Hare, Hari. And when you chant Had, your tongue hits the roof of the mouth on that one too. So we're going to have our hands this way, and it's like it kind of affects the brain. It's quite interesting. So it's the circling out. So it's Had, Hare, Hari, Har Hare Hari. Har Hare Hari.
Hari.
Let's just try that. We've got a little extra time. Let's just try that at least for 2 minutes. We closing the eyes and just make sure always check in with yourself, Catherine, that your jaw's relaxed when you start. Eye focus, third eye. We're settled in and Har Hare
Har
Hari.
Hare Hari.
Har Hare
Hare Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Har Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har Hare
Har Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
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 Hare
Hari. Two
Hari.
more. Har Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari.
Har
Har
Hare
Hare
Hari.
Hari. Har Hare. And
Inhale. Hold the breath. Keep that vibration in. Keep your focus on the third eye. Index finger pointed up. Release the breath. Keep the eyes closed. And what you want to do here in this integration is literally just breathe, like you're breathing yourself into this creative consciousness for your success, for your prosperity. And you're bringing yourself, you can even visualize yourself being in just total alignment with the highest success for your greatest good, every opportunity that's available out there. Breathing in, breathing out. And this is an opportunity. This meditation, I just want to check, we don't go past 11 minutes in this. Sometimes if you haven't chanted a lot, it can take a lot out of you. So 3, 7, building up to 11. And then in this posture, you can just meditate on everything that comes up as a result of it and see how that impacts you.
great. And actually, have you put me back on the picture so I can just show you something?
Yes, please.
Okay. If it makes
I
a
can
difference.
see you always, but let me see the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So does it make a difference if I go back towards and around the front, or should it
Yep.
go towards the front and around this way?
It's in and out. So it's in and out like that. So, well, that looks funny. So I'm going forward and out.
Forward and out. So forward like this, forward, like I'm exaggerating now, but like forward and out.
Yes. And when you're doing it, you don't have to swing because your elbows are kind of down here. It's really can be like tight,
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. Okay. Like this, forward this way and out. So like,
Yes. I know. It looks,
I just want to make sure.
Okay,
great.
no, that's great. Of course, forward and out. You're doing outward circles. Yes. Outward circles. So it's
And
definitely
Jupiter,
right hand is going clockwise, left hand is going counterclockwise.
okay. And I'm Sagittarius, so Jupiter is my ruler.
Me
anyway,
too.
So, oh, good. I'm December 8th. What are you?
November 22nd.
Very nice.
I'm right on
Okay.
the cusp. Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome. How did that go? Did you like
Really
that?
good. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Because I like to chant. Like I think the chanting is fun. I want to give you, that's all right.
No, I don't want us to run out of time. So you take
All
care
right.
of, like, we'll do this.
We're going to do, I want to do the cultivate the warrior, but we're going to do that last. I want to first just do this one because I just think you're going to love it. And it's the wave one, and it's to just, I know it's not the navel, because I know that I want to get us to the cultivate that warrior spirit, because I do think that could be a beautiful 40-day practice. But this one is also, I want you to have this in your toolbox just because it's just fabulous. So Sat Nam, truth is my name. Sat, S-A-T, Nam, N-A-M. Sat is always reference to your heart chakra. Nam is always your throat chakra. When we chant this, so your hands can be in that Gyan Mudra, in that receptive posture, or on this one too, if you want to have your hands at your heart, you can do that as well. So it's called the 7-wave Sat Nam because it's 6 sats and the 7th, or 6 sats and the 7th is the Nam. So it's going to be like this. We inhale, Sat Nam. And so I kind of, in having my hands, I guess, you know, in that Gyan Mudra, I kind of count like that. So however you find, you might want to like count your 6s to your 7, but it will eventually, you'll just know. So yeah, you can have your hands in your lap to do that, maybe to start just until the number becomes very natural for you. But yeah, let's do that. Let's have our hands down, and then we can, you know,
it's 6 to the 1, 6 to the 1. Okay.
6 to the 1, exactly. And so what it does is the Sat Nam vibration, it's a Bij mantra. It's one of the most powerful. And just by doing this, you will find, Catherine, you can't think about anything else. And the vibration is just so beautiful. Just literally visualize. It's like you are creating this wave of vibration to literally just get rid of all the junk that clouds your mind. So, you know, powerful in the way also that truth is my name, you know, that's navel chakra, powerful. But this is like when you're just like, you need to get out of your head. This is what we do.
Great.
So let's
I'll probably listen to you first before.
And just join me whenever you're ready. How about that?
Okay.
I'll just begin. We'll throw in 2 minutes of that. Sat Nam. Sat Nam.
Nam.
Beautiful. And amazingly, that's already 2 minutes.
Wow.
Inhale, hold the breath, and just tune into your truth, to your clarity. The focal point of your energy may have very well shifted while vibrating in the brain, but the focal point tends to shift to your heart. Like that's the thinker now. The mind becomes the servant, the heart, the truth becomes the master. And so you can really tune into that after, because you just washed all of that away. Now we come into our truth. And this is a great time to think about really what do you need to do. If you have to make a decision, you come into your clarity with that.
Great. Wonderful.
Okay, let's do one more. Are you
All
feeling
right.
okay? Are you up for it?
I feel great.
Awesome. And so that one, you know, and I would say actually with all of these, as you're practicing, you know, as said, 3, 7, 11, see, build up, because if you haven't done this type of meditation before, it's a very different thing to do 31 minutes of silent sitting versus a very active breath and chanting practice. So, you know, don't, it takes a while to build up to. This is the first time you're doing it. So, and you can also do it as said, then use that as your start to a silent meditation as you're building it up if you want to be meditating for longer. So use that as your chance to really get into vibration and then listen, you know?
Got it. Yes. Okay.
So our cultivating our inner warrior S. All right. So I liked the commentary on this. Discernment and bravery. This is all about that yellow navel chakra, activating our warrior spirit, our confidence, our willpower. And it says it gives us the ability to assess all of the situations with which we are faced and to act accordingly to our highest good. And it says also, and from a place of strength and stability. I like that. So it's like what's good for us, but we're going to come at these, we're able to come at it from that strength, from that knowledge, but also in a state of balance. And it says it takes you beyond fear, allows your inner warrior to act directly and truthfully. And just all of those things, it's like how I want you to go into your auditions. I'm like, wow, let's tap into your warrior and be like, all right, this is, I'm coming into that. I like the self-worth one too, but this, this is quite interesting. So another mantra, this is a mantra we mentally chant rather than verbally. There is one more other meditation I will teach you where we use that verbally. We won't do that today, but that's down the road. So this one is, okay, should I double check? So this one, we bring our thumb to meet the 4 tips of our fingers. You put them together. And so it's like this thing, it's called a closed lotus. So when we close our little lotus, yes, perfection. And we bring our elbows out to our side. And it's kind of like, instead of being down here, it's a little bit, actually, that's not true. I'm looking at it now. I have to look at what I was doing. So your arms are kind of parallel to the ground, and then that lotus is just curved up. So it's a little bit of a stronger posture even, right? It's like, okay, I'm holding this closed lotus. Now, we go in through the nose, full breath in. Then we exhale through the nose. This one gets a little complicated. Exhale all the way out the nose. And you hold the breath out. And this is when you pull what is called your root lock or mula bandha. You're pulling up anus, sex organs up and in. It's like a giant kegel. And you're pulling that up and you're holding it. Now, while you're holding it, on the exhale, you can let go, or well, we're mentally chanting Sa-ta-na-ma, S-A-T-A-N-A-M-A, Sa-ta-na-ma. And we chant that 4 times in our head. So it's 16, it's like Sa-ta-na-ma, 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 as fast as you need to go based on your breath. What does that mean? Infinity, life, death, rebirth. It's the cycle of life. And it's just a very powerful internal mantra to be chanting. So let's just try that now. I'll give you the instructions because we'll just do it together a couple times. So we're holding our lotus, we inhale through the nose all the way. Let it fill you up. Exhale all the way out the nose. Hold the breath out, squeeze up in the mula bandha. Your navel will also go towards your spine. Mentally chant that Sa-ta-na-ma 4 times. Now inhale and release the lock in the belly. Filling up, exhale through the nose. Pull the lock, pull the navel, and you really want to feel that navel. We're firing it up. Satanama 4 times.
And the Satanama is after I've exhaled, so I'm not inhaling or exhaling. I'm doing
You're
it like
holding the breath is held out with that lock. So it's when that breath comes out and you pull on that lock, you're tightening up the entire lower triangle. So all of that strength, and you're chanting it with that lock being held very tightly. Then when we inhale, it's almost like you can feel everything release. Your sitting bones will release, the flow of energy comes back down towards the root, the belly comes back out.
okay, so after the exhale is when I pull up on the internal organs and everything and say Satanama internally
Yes.
4 times.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll walk you through it again. We'll do it again. Let's do it a couple more times. Okay. Inhale through the nose. Eye focuses on your third eye. Exhale all the way out through the nose. Body's fully relaxed until we release all of the breath. Now with the breath out, hold the breath out, squeeze your Mula Bandha, that's your root lock, navel to the spine. Now chant as you're holding that and the breath out the 4 times Satanama. When you're done with that, you let go of the lock and you inhale.
And the lock is like bringing that energy up from my lower chakras, bringing it up and like locking it in place.
That is a posture that we use after every single exercise almost in Kundalini. It's activating your Kundalini. And in this case, it's bringing attention to your navel. So with this breath, your Kundalini energy, that's like your inherent divine, Shakti energy, is when we literally every breath, every posture almost, I will be like, inhale, squeeze Mula Bandha. And because what happens is the use of the breath, the use of the locks, all of these things help to activate the Kundalini to rise through the Sushumna. So this particular combination with the breath held out, you're trying to activate it to really come up into the navel to activate you. So
is it sort of like envisioning energy from my very base of the spine, like energy just coming up?
Yeah,
meanwhile, the navel goes to the back, like my navel goes to my back to my spine, and that energy comes up. That whatever that energy is, that comes up and it comes in and fills up here.
Yeah.
And and all that whole time I'm not breathing, and I'm not inhaling, I'm not exhaling.
Yep. You're on an exhale. So you've held your breath out.
Oh, so actually that's, I think, where I'm confused is like when you say holding it out, maybe if I can see you do it in an exaggerated fashion.
Yeah, of course. Let's do that. Okay. So
And really exaggerate your inhale and exhale so I can track. And then say the words out loud so I know when you're doing it.
Okay. So, and also right now, no lock, everything is open. My flow of energy in my body, like I can connect down to the earth, everything is open. Okay. So I'm here. I'm a deep inhale through the nose. I'm filling up. I feel my chest rise. My eye focus is right here. I exhale through the nose all the way out.
Right.
When I have no more breath, I just hold the breath out. Now I pull Mula Bandha. I squeeze everything in. My navel goes back. I'm not doing anything with my breath. I'm just mentally chanting Satanama, 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 Satanama. Then I inhale as I release the lock. My belly comes back out and I release that lock.
Now, what if I need to take a breath while I'm doing the 4 Satanamas?
Just chant faster.
Okay. Okay.
Like, it'll end up being like, the more you do it, you'll be like, your breath will be out and then it'll become like Satanama, in the beginning.
That I can hold that state of neither breathing
Exactly.
nor
it just takes practice.
breathing.
chant it as fast as you need to, because the one thing you never want
Okay.
to do, Catherine, is you never want to be gasping for breath because it'll mess up your whole flow.
Yeah.
So find the speed that totally works for you so that when you are inhaling, it's gentle. It's not like you're like, oh my God, I need air. You know, like you want it to
Okay.
be a speed that you can comfortably hold that breath out, keep that lock, do your chant, release, come back into a breath. Because if you struggle with the breath on either side,
Yeah.
it doesn't flow.
And when you say the lock, it's almost like unlocking a door, and like the energy comes up, and then you're locking it in place while it's up here.
No, so in yoga, there's three main locks. The Mula Bandha is your root lock, so it closes off. You're pulling in and activating the. Let me just do that. You're kind of pulling in. That's what we're doing. A root lock. So I'm pulling in that anus, sex organs up and in. That basically is a containment of your energy and starts to activate the Kundalini, which is in the second and third vertebrae. Now you have a diaphragm lock. You can pull in there. That's called Uddiyana Bandha, and this is actually a lock that you're using right here. That's called Jalandhara Bandha, because it's the neck lock. So what these things do is they facilitate the movement of energy in your body.
Okay.
So when you are doing that, you are activating the Kundalini. Kundal means curl of the hair of the beloved. So you can see it as a little light that is your Shakti energy. When you pull the lock, closing that off, you can visualize it starting to rise. What it is meant to do is to clear out blocks. So first it's getting rid of fear in that first chakra. It rises up through your sacral chakra. It activates your creativity and your passion. Then it comes into that navel, or around the navel. That's activating your confidence. Now you can visualize it coming. Then once it's activated, they're coming into your heart, your throat, and higher. Usually when we pull it and hold, we're bringing it all the way up to the third eye and the crown. But here, because we're activating the warrior spirit, focus on the navel into the heart and just see what flows for you. You can play with it.
Okay. All right. That'll take me a little bit, I think, to get used to of the ones we've gone over today. So
I just wanted to give you a hand.
Of experience. No, I'm really glad the step-by-step directions, and I'm gonna kind of follow those and give it a try. And I will try all four and see which one, so I'll take a week.
Oh God, I got it. I did 6:17. I do have to run.
You go.
I'm sorry.
Thank you ever so much.
Okay, wait, the one thing we have to close 3 times Sat Nam. Truth is my name.
Okay.
Let's do that to be really honor the practice. We inhale,
yes.
And it's an 8 count for 1. So inhale, Sat Nam.
Nam.
Sat Nam. Sat Nam. And we just bow to each other.
Great. Yay.
Wonderful.
Lovely. Okay.
If you go on, just so if you know, you go onto my YouTube channel, onto my YouTube page, it's either playlist or channels. My stuff comes up. There'll be classes. It's in blue. Meditations are in yellow. If you go in there, there are the videos for cultivating the inner warrior.
Great.
Prosperity, fulfillment, and success is there. 7 wave Sat Nam. So if you are like, wait, I want to practice with her and like a little more instruction just on that one. Yeah. Use that as a tool. Otherwise, just text me, keep me updated.
Okay.
If you have questions, let me know. Like I'm happy, I'll answer when I can, but happy to give feedback.
Great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm off to a great start.
And listen, if you don't you'll come to say I like chanting, or, and so just practice and find what you love.
Okay. Good.
Okay. I'll send this to you a little later on this evening.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right. Bye now.